Of the virtual Sunshine Tour. Our stream will be kicking off at exactly 3 p.m. So we'll be seeing you all in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, we hope that you are getting ready to watch our third edition of the virtual Sunshine Tour. We are going to be up in the next 5 minutes.
Okay, boys and girls.
Hey, boys and girls.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Boy oh boy, do we have a stellar lineup today. We have two of our Sunshine Tour young guns who have been competing overseas for the past couple of years. They are now joining us on our coveted couch circuit. We are bringing you the best in golfing entertainment from our living room to yours. This is the Virtual Sunshine Tour. Today we have two pros who need no introduction. Both became household names back in 2016 when they won within 1 week of each other here on South African soil. They are now chasing our current Virtual Sunshine Tour leader, Andre Nel, on a score of 2 under. First up is our 2016 Joburg Open champion, self-proclaimed men's health cover model, fueled by the cheese sandwich his girlfriend made him for lunch. It is Hayden Porteous.
Hey guys, hope you are really ready for this.
Next up, his opponent, it's the 2016 SA Open superstar, all-round nice guy, still waiting for his Big Mac to arrive. It is Brandon Stone.
Hello everybody. The Big Mac is still en route apparently. The wife is on it, and as far as on-course nutrition goes, it's going to be a first for me.
Right, everybody, so welcome. You know the rules are simple. We're going to play the first 9 here at Glendower, and that's going to put, hopefully, these guys top of the leaderboard, all right down at the bottom. You guys can predict the winner out at home. You've got the first 2 holes to guess who you think the winner is going to be. We will pick somebody from the stream who's guessed correctly. I'll shout your name out at the end of the stream. If you can send us a message on either Instagram or Facebook so we can get our prize to you. We'll also have some spot prizes if we hear some great comments as we go along. But right now, gentlemen, I think it's time to get ready and let us head on over to the first tee.
Good game, boy. Have a good day.
Good luck, brother. I think we
play
need
well,
it.
but not too well, okay? Play well, but not too well, okay, boy?
I really wish this was Call of Duty, otherwise I'd have you in my pocket.
Without a doubt. Brew, I'm not planning to fare much better than that in any case. But let's see. Hopefully it's better than the practice rounds have been.
Yeah. I'm actually a little bit nervous. It's actually been 6 weeks since I've done anything competitive.
I'm just, if I'm brutally honest with you, I'm just worried about Courtney because she failed to mention to us that she actually wiped the floor with Harvers and Rower.
Yeah, I'm actually a bit embarrassing.
Nothing like the host of the show to be just handing out ass whoopings left, right, and yeah.
All right, so we find ourselves once again at the beautiful Glendower Golf Course. Hole number 1. Brandon, seeing as this is the spot where you took your SA Open victory, take us through this first hole here.
Yeah, so the first hole's a little dog leg left. Quite a tricky opening hole, especially since you guys haven't factored in altitude, so it's playing a lot longer than the normal hole does. The normal hole is about a driver and a wedge, whereas now we're going in with almost timber. But yeah, that back left flag is quite tricky. Oh, Potato's got a fabulous outfit on today, wearing the new Hugo Boss line, I'm sure.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, I'm sure Potato might move this a little right to left off that bunker, and probably those left trees.
Got the early jitters, those tee.
Do you guys still get nervous for events?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
every time.
yeah, I would say there's definitely butterflies always. I must say a lot of people ask me about the opening tee shot. I sort of still feel, some sort of, pressure or nervousness over any golf shot, whether it's easy or difficult. There's still that little bit in you, sort of making you nervous.
Can you remember a time when you were the most nervous?
Oh yeah, there's been a few. Sure, Brandon's got a few in the bag, but for me, when I say opening tee shots, I would say my first British Open at Trin. From Monday to Wednesday, we're hitting the opening tee shots, and it's okay. It's definitely a 4-iron off the tee box, and then we'll hit in a 9-iron. So we get to Thursday. All of a sudden, that 4-iron looks a little bit smaller than usual. So changed the game plan and brought out the big dog. And drove it in the left rough, but it was definitely the club to choose rather.
Oh, mate, I completely agree, bro. I mean, for me, to this day, the first tee shot at St Andrews, every single time I'm nervous because you just don't want to be that guy that missed the fairway. I mean, in the practice rounds, you get up there, you flip like a 2-iron down the middle of the fairway. There's no problems whatsoever. And then you just get there on Thursday, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, different ball game.
How can a 150-yard wide fairway look this narrow?
Well, let's see what you get in here.
Come
Looks
on, baby.
good.
Come on. Fly! Oh, that's horrible. Cheapest hit it be.
So, tell me, Brandon, you've got quite an outfit going on here. Talk me through the look.
Well, I've officially decided to put together an outfit that I'd never wear in person. So that's kind of what I came up with. I'm just lacking a hat. But, yeah, I'm channeling a little bit of the Texas Longhorns where I went to university.
Oh, no.
Oh, how's that stuck there? So, yeah, I went to the University of Texas and thought I'd channel a little bit of that energy today with the burnt orange.
Done.
Sit.
Oh, it's decent effort.
Yeah, it's okay. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about the tartan, if I'm brutally honest with you, but the outfit looks like it came together. You are in a spot of bother here, Courtney. Holy moly.
You can see I'm, playing with such big superstars like you guys. It's got me, I've also got that...
the first tee jitters.
Porteous, she never missed the fairway or a green in the warm-up games, and now all of a sudden she's...
back to normal.
More like, there, she's back, back to normal. There you go.
It wasn't going to last long. Okay, so...
Ooh, that is
what are we going to do
lie.
here?
I tell you what, it's a horrible lie. I'll be honest with you, Gord, I don't really know what I'm doing here. But I'm just going to Kevin Na, see how long this backswing is. Okay. Oh no.
Oh
no.
Trouble, boys and girls. There.
Do you have like a shot in your mind that kind of sticks out as like maybe something that was like the worst golf shot you've ever hit?
This is up there, this last one. I'm trying to think now. I've actually had a few, I had a few in Portugal. I was really battling with my golf swing. And I think it was probably Saturday or Sunday, and wind was just absolutely howling. And I was battling with this right shot, and I had this wind just straight off the left. And I hit this tee shot that must have went across 3 or 4 fairways. I actually lost count. And to this day, I stand over that tee shot now, and I'm hitting iron. I hit iron ever since then.
And Brandon, anything that kind of sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, I've got one. So, Dubai Desert Classic, I mean, Hayden will know. I mean, they get that golf course in unbelievable shape for us for the Classic. And a couple of years ago on the one hole, I missed it, like, in this valley beneath the green. And I've got up there, and I've absolutely hit the most pure double hit you've ever seen in your entire life. That it almost hit me on my chin. I had to literally duck out the way. And that was from the fairway. So... yeah, that's without a doubt. That's the shot that you remember. Every single year when we go back there, I'm like, Boy, we're missing this long right, because if you miss it short left, there's only one thing you're doing.
Right, so we're heading out here, hole number 2. It is currently Pebbles, Golf 93 in the lead. I am 1 over, and Porteous had a bit of a shaky start with a double on the first there.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Tell me, Hayden, this
It's all
hole
strategy.
here, second.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably, I would say, one of my favorite holes at Glendower. You know, visually off the tee, very deceiving, also really quite haunting. In the golf course here, it is a bit more open up the right. I wish it was like that normally, but
Come on, man.
you know, if you hit a good tee shot, you know, it's also one of those par fives where if you hit a good tee shot, you know, it really puts you in a good position to get there in 2. You know, that for me, I really don't enjoy par fives where you know, it doesn't really matter whether you hit a good tee shot or not. You know, you're going to end up hitting it into the same area as most people, you know, and just making it a 3-shotter. So that's what I love about this hole. You can, you know, get there in 2, and you never know. You string 2 good shots in a row, you can give yourself a good chance for eagle.
And obviously Glendower is one of our top South African golf courses, but you guys have been fortunate enough to kind of travel all across the world. Favorite international golf course?
Are we just going to ignore the fact that Hayden's just hit it 337 yards around the fairway? Yeah.
Sorry about that.
What driver do you have in the bag there, my boy? Would you care to explain that?
Bro, I'm just a long dog.
Jeepers creepers. Oh, go, baby.
See,
Oh,
I tell you
I'm sorry,
what.
fast forwarding. Oh,
I know,
that's just too good.
constant.
I want to go. Can I go back? Can I rewind?
You can just let your shot play out, you know, just let it slowly,
Oh, yeah.
visually trickle
International course, courts. I tell you what, Golf National, obviously they
Yeah.
played the Ryder Cup
Hands
a couple
down.
years ago, is spectacular. I mean, besides the finishing 4 holes, which get all the attention, the first 3 holes are just unbelievable. I mean, that second hole, the par 3, is so tricky, especially if the breeze gets up. And I mean, it's always special going to Paris because the wives love it there. Oh, Courtney.
in. Oh, don't worry, guys. We've also got your Frank Montgomery on the
What?
comments. Said, what a
What
bomb.
is going on here? But yeah, I mean, that's mine personally. International course has probably got to be Golf National. I don't know about
Yeah.
Porteous.
No, Paris National for me all day. I mean, it's, you know, every hole about the golf course is unreal. You know, you get rewarded for good shots, and you know, you get punished for bad shots.
Oh,
You know,
hello.
Sorry, I don't know why I just keep fast forwarding. I'm sorry, guys, but honestly, it's got everything. You know, you need to shape it both ways. You need to hit fairways. If you don't hit fairways, it can be a long day.
Set.
And Tommy, do you guys travel a lot together on tour, or do you kind of do your own thing?
I mean, I wouldn't say we travel together, but we do, if that makes sense. I mean, we pretty much traveling on the same flights.
Yeah.
You know, staying in the same hotels. So, you know, we'll have the odd dinner, or you know, have the odd practice round. But I wouldn't say we stuck together like glue.
And do you guys have lots of other friends on the European tour?
Sorry, say
Yeah,
that
I
again.
mean, listen,
Lots of other friends on the European tour? Or do you kind of like stick together?
Yeah, I mean, it can be a sort of a social thing. Oh my word, what have I just done there?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh
I think
my
this
word,
is probably
bro.
a really good time for me to remind you that if you lose by more than 5, you're going to have to do the raw egg shot.
My finger
Porteous has
slipped
4
off
raw
the
eggs for
analog
breakfast
stick.
every day.
I actually can't believe that. That's embarrassing, bro. I'm actually not
Nerves,
happy.
boy. It's just nerves. When you get nervous, you get twitchy, boy.
Oh dear. So going into the
Dear
third
me.
now, it was a birdie for me.
You made eagle, Courtney.
Oh, eagle. Sorry, guys. You know, the numbers are just too phenomenal. Birdie for you. Porteous, though, it's not looking good for him. 3 over. Hole number 3. All right, Brandon, What would you go with here usually?
Usually, I mean, obviously wind dependent, but usually this par 3 plays about a 5 or 4 iron. Quite tricky because that water sneaks in on the left-hand side. That right bunker is really tough though, and like you guys have got on the golf course, over the back is an exceptionally difficult golf shot. So you want to try and land it just beneath the slope, about 15-20 feet short of the flag. Just let it pop up and see if it can hold the back edge there.
Painted a beautiful picture there.
Oh, she's delivered.
Just listen to you perfectly there.
Settle.
Get in.
Settle.
So who do you think would win
in
in a game of golf at the moment if the two of you had to verse each other?
I've hit 5 golf
obvious,
balls. I've hit 5 golf balls in 5 weeks. So I'm averaging 1 a week. So I'd put my money on Porteous right now.
And you, Hayden, you back yourself?
Yeah, I'm backing myself, I'll be honest.
Oh, well.
Oh, hello.
Big shout
hello.
with the...
Hello.
Oh.
Get up there. Get up there. Settle.
Can you imagine if you finally got a hole-in-one here in this game? I mean, your Chase the
Courtney,
Ace video has got to be...
There was one condition to me doing this, and it was that you didn't bring that up.
It's
taken
such
you
a
3
phenomenal
holes to
thing.
bring it up.
Well, I mean, you nearly hit it straight in there. I mean, that experience for you, I mean, was it cool, frustrating?
It was the worst day of my life. Because, I mean, going into the day, with all honesty, there was not a moment where I doubted if I would get one. I mean, the night before we had arrived and we were just like discussing, and they were like, do you think you're going to get one? And I was like, obviously I'm going to get one. And they're like, I was still thinking, we start shooting at like 7:30. If I could get one for 12, I can make lunch back in Centurion with the wife by like 1:32. And needless to say, at like 9 o'clock that evening, I got home. The missus took one look at me and she's like, okay, do you need to go have a moment, just go have a shower and maybe sit in the garden and just kind of zone out and zen? And I'm just like, yeah, I just need some alone time right now.
Were you quite surprised by how long it took to hit 500 balls?
Bro, it took forever. Get there.
Oh, great
Yes,
catch.
baby.
I'm in serious trouble here now. Serious trouble.
You know what was the worst part about it? Because I thought my back would go. I thought the back was going to be, like your back or your hands. But the worst part about it was the cartilage between my my middle finger and my index finger on my right hand from pegging the ball up.
Oh, no way.
It was black and blue from pegging the ball up. Because obviously, as the day progresses, you start doing it with a little bit more enthusiasm and a little bit more aggression. And it kind of just keeps getting progressively worse. And yeah, bro, when I was driving home, I remember like driving and holding onto the steering. I'm like, geez, why is my hand so sore? And I was like, oh, well, it must be a blister. Bro, and I looked at my hand and it was black. I was like, oh no, that's a problem. But yeah, it was just horrible. And it takes forever. I mean, we hit balls. So we started hitting at 7:30. The first time we stopped was at 12 o'clock. So for 4.5 hours, constant hitting. We had lunch from 12 to 1. And then we hit balls from 1:30 to 6. So 9 hours of hitting balls to get those 500.
Just
I mean,
the
last 15 balls we were in the dark, but it was just like, I will not leave here until I've hit 500 because if I say no, I gave up. It just wasn't going to fly.
And the two of you guys have obviously been playing golf with each other for quite a while. I think you guys said you've been playing golf since you were 12, is that right?
Yeah, it's got to be
together,
10, 12, somewhere around there. Definitely.
Yeah.
From junior golf, amateur golf, pro golf, birthdays, everything.
Birthdays, woman. Literally, my wife is her family's from the Czech Republic, and Hayden's girlfriend Daniela is also from the Czech Republic. So you could say it's probably a little bit weird on paper.
One story I did want to ask you about is a certain playoff. Your first playoff, Brandon?
Jeepers, am I the one getting... I know that you guys are 2 and 5 shots behind, but you need to batter me on the first 4 holes here. I mean, come on, guys.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it was actually quite cool. So I think, Hayes, I think we played the last 2 rounds together, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we played really good golf.
Yeah, I think we
No,
played
first two and the last round.
the last round and the first 2.
Yeah. And I mean, we both played unbelievable golf the whole week. And obviously came to the end. We both had putts on the last hole to effectively win it, both missed.
No, we both made, bro.
Oh, we both made, yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Sorry, my memory's worse than that shot.
Come on, bro. Come on now.
And then got into the playoff, and Hayden hit, to this day, the best golf shot I have ever seen in my life, without a doubt. I mean, a 3-wood on a drivable par 4, over a tree to a front right flag, which you can't miss right, you can't miss anywhere, and he gets up and hits it to 2 feet, and there's Brandon going, cheers. Yeah, how am I supposed to follow that? Never mind the fact that the spectators behind the green almost lost their minds completely, and everyone's getting pissed because they think they almost saw a hole-in-one in a playoff.
So Hayden had a nice one up on you there, but I mean you're doing pretty well here, Brandon. 2 under, and Porteous having a bit of a tough time there at 3 over.
And
but
it seems to be getting worse.
Oh
my word! Get lucky.
No, he's found the only tree on the right hand side of this hole.
Oh my word!
What are you going to do here, Porteous? You're going for the flop, you're going for the punch, the chip, what are you going here, boy? Cat
I think I'm going to have to go flop here. I'm not actually entirely sure, if I'm completely honest. I'm going to have to go for it now. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
has he played it nicely? Oh, Mike, get on there. Not bad. Oh,
I'm struggling here, man.
I hate bunkers on this game. They are horrible.
So you guys have kind of obviously travelled all over the world. What is the coolest tournament you've ever been to?
Sit. Any major is special. I mean, I would say the spectators alone. Yep.
And I would also say, you know, you got the Irish Open, which is incredible.
Yeah.
You know, you got the Irish crowd, which are thirsty and also you know a lot of fun, you know, and they're also very golf knowledgeable, which is nice, you know. You know, even though there's so many of them, you know, they still respect, you know, the etiquette of the game. You know, they keep quiet when they need to, and they go crazy when they need to. You know, so I've always enjoyed the tournament, always.
Yeah, that's crazy. I suppose that's not something that I would have really considered, that the fact that you've got different kind of golf fans across the world and how that might kind of impact the flavor of the tournament you're playing.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I mean, I've played a few tournaments in New York. I mean, a couple majors. Bethpage Black a few years ago. I mean, the amount of grief I was given by spectators in New York is unbelievable.
Seriously?
They hold nothing back. Oh, how has that gone?
So they would have been going crazy at that one.
Oh, I mean, I remember so vividly, like, first tee shot on Friday morning or something along, like, I think it was Friday. And I've got
in my way.
I've got up and I've pulled my tee shot literally just over this left bunker. I mean, I think it's fine. And I walked to the side of the tee box with my bag, obviously, and there's a gentleman, I mean, he must be 75. And he's like standing 2 yards away from me. He looks at me, he goes, "Man, I've been there, you got no shot."
Wow.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for the vote of confidence there. I got there and he was right. I had no shot.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, hole number 5. Hayden, what would you usually do here?
Well, I must say they've lengthened this hole a lot. I think this is definitely the toughest hole in the course. You know, the green is exceptionally difficult. Over the back is just dead. But an unbelievable hole, I must say. This is, you know, if you, in saying that, you know, the hole before this one and the next one are probably, you know, a stretch of holes that you're really happy to actually just be level par through.
100%. But Brandon's going to try and hit a bomb here. He's got an 11-mile-an-hour wind from behind. He's going to put a little bit more. Come on, B. Just rip one here for that. Uh-oh. Please draw. Please draw. Get a bounce. Get a bounce.
No, you'll be sweet there.
So, I don't know if you know this, Brandon, but apparently Jacqueline has put $5,000 on you winning here today.
I did see that on Twitter, and if you saw my response, I'm trying not to freak out with what my score's on at the moment. I'm absolutely careering it out here right now.
I can't stop
Hayden's
myself
making it
from
easier.
making it quick, man.
That's okay, boy. Habits die hard. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy if... I'd love to know what odds Jacqueline got in that, because I'm not saying that I will, but if the need be at the end of this round, I'd love to get some commission of that, because most of us have been unemployed for a few months now, so we need to get the wolf away from the door.
And I mean, we're
Jeepers,
talking
Courts,
about
Ripper.
yeah, I mean, standard, boys.
Standard.
I mean, you know, I have been doing this for a while now. So you guys, we've been chatting about you kind of being all over the world. And one of the cool things that the players always get to experience are the players' lounges. Have you ever gone to one that's been particularly cool?
There's definitely some really cool ones.
Yeah, Wentworth
I would
for
say-
me is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Go,
You got
go,
Went-
go, 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 go. No, man.
Oh,
Actually, I hate to see that, eh?
Yeah, that's problems there.
Nah, I would say definitely in the Rolex Series events, the players' lounges are really they're top class. You know, and they think about everything as well, which is really nice. You know, you don't only have food for before and after your round, but also they've got together with the nutritionist of the tour and actually compiled like dietary supplements that you can eat during the round as well,
Wow.
which is an awesome idea.
By the way, how bad is that break?
Yeah,
just back
that
to the
was-
golf conversation. Jeepers.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I must say that's really cool. I enjoy that. Okay, let's try and hit a green here.
Potatoes
Get
ripped the... Oh, that could be... Get
I
there.
think that's good, eh?
Needs to get done.
Softly.
Needs to get done.
That's... Oh, no. Trouble. There's
That is
trouble.
dead, bro.
That is dead. I'll chip out sideways, boy. Middle green. Middle green, boy. Look at that slope. I mean, look at the state of that. What's he doing here?
I don't know what I'm
Oh.
doing here, bro.
Gap wedge flop? Lob wedge flop? High loft, maybe?
Yeah, I might have to. Oof. Just gonna give a nod this a little bit.
Oh, no, boy.
I tell you what, mate. Oh, that's
Oh, no,
bad.
I could...
Wow,
I could be
I
there.
think
So
you're
the
about
next
to
one-
outdo Heinrich Brainers on this thing now, because
Isn't
I think
this?
he was 6 over. Oh, that worked.
Exhale.
Oh no.
Oh, Hayden.
Oh no. This is bad, guys. This is really bad.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Please spin. Oh my
Wow.
word.
Okay, well, at least you'll have a redo of the shot you just fluffed.
Oh my word. Isn't this the worst that I'm gonna play? Obviously, eh?
Yeah, no, there's people here saying, you know, hopefully he's going to break 45.
I hope so as well, I'll be honest.
I was
That's
about to
not
say,
looking
not
good,
that
big guy. Wow.
Boy, listen, Courtney also wants to play, huh?
I'll be honest, this is
I
bad,
love how you patting the light, like the fairways aren't great there, boy. Your avatar.
I'll be honest.
You just check.
It was into the grain there. It was actually quite difficult. You just didn't see it.
Just didn't see it. Oh
Oh, no, I've made the same mistake. What's going on today, guys?
That's why I went for the flop, because I know how
It's your-
dead city it is there.
How's Courtney giving the grass rub there? Just not happy with that lie at all.
Sam Porteous said on the chat here, Hayden, just pull out the power cable and blame the Wi-Fi. Do something.
Yeah, I think that's actually a great shot.
Pull out the power cap. He usually blames it on the lag in Call of Duty, so I mean
It is the lag,
first
bro.
time he's thrown it.
It's always
So
the lag.
what are you guys doing to keep busy in this time, seeing as there's no golf?
Must say, not a lot, hey?
Not a lot, eh? Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to obviously. I've got a little makeshift gym in the garage. I was doing a beep test every day, and then I had a water pipe burst, so that was the end of my beep test.
I actually saw that. That looked brilliant.
Yeah, but at least now we can go outside. But 6 till 9, that's a bit early for me, to be honest.
And someone in the comments here has asked, if you guys had a dream 4-ball, who would you want to play with on tour?
Do they have to be tour players, or could there be anyone?
Nah, it can be anyone.
Anybody. Well, I would. I'd probably get a lot of grief if I didn't mention my Call of Duty Warzone warriors. I mean, they've been giving me grief about having to play a round of golf with them, being Corbin Bosch, Vincent Koch, and Ethan Bosch. So yeah, that would be my dream 4-ball right now. But to be fair, I'd take anyone right now. I would play with the 3 Chinese gentlemen that I had in my Pro-Am in Beijing a couple years ago, that the best score between the 3 of them was 127. I would honestly take them right now, just to get on a golf course.
Have you guys met anybody interesting during your Pro-Ams? Like strangers, cool people, any bizarre things kind of happen in your Pro-Ams?
I played with Tico Torres. That was incredible to sort of just talk to somebody who's basically just a legend of rock and roll. Told me a few stories of after 9/11, how he played in front of over 2 million people in Times Square.
What?
That's crazy.
That's unreal.
And then I actually also got lucky enough to play with a bass guitarist from Linkin Park.
What?
And that was also quite cool, I thought. And what's really cool about it is when you play with these guys, you realize that they're actually just bad at golf and normal dudes, you know, like
just bad at golf.
You know, that's what it comes down to, you know, that they're actually just normal guys who are just really good at whatever they do.
Yeah, one of my guys is probably on a different spectrum to what Hayden's rock and roll legends, but a couple of years ago at the Daniel Links, I was partnered with Paul O'Connell, the ex-Irish and British and Lions captain, which I thought was pretty cool. So we ended up obviously playing the 3 days together. Oh, this is going to be good. Is it coming back? No. So on the Saturday, obviously the last day before the cut, I wasn't sure who I was playing with, but I knew I was playing with Tyrrell Hatton, but I didn't know who his partner was. So obviously take a walk to the first tee box, and for some reason there's a massive crowd behind the first tee box, bigger than usual at St Andrews. So I was like, I wonder what's going on here. I wonder what's going on here. Is that ball going in the water?
Bro, I don't know. It looks like it.
Oh.
So yeah, but then I promptly realized that the crowd that was assembling behind the first tee box was not the standard golfing crowd. Most of them were aged between 16 and 30, and 90% of them were female. So I was like, wow, I mean, maybe Tyrrell Hatton's ticking all the right boxes when it comes to Scottish women. And then I promptly realized that Tyrrell Hatton's partner for the week was none other than 50 Shades of Grey starring actor Jamie Dornan.
No ways. And is he good at golf, or is he terrible?
No, he's shocking, but what an absolute legend. I mean, it was brilliant, but he was absolutely shocking at golf. So at least I've got that going for me compared to him.
So Sheldon Stain wants to know if you guys have ever hit a spectator before.
Daily.
Maybe.
I live at Centurion Country. No, daily. I live at Centurion Country Club. Every hole's got houses on either side. I'm about to spray one. What is happening here?
So, I've actually got I've got a good story from Cron. So we get onto 18, and it's just not a nice tee shot at all. You've got tree line down the left, and the fairway runs away from you from left to right. And there's a bunker that's just not a good place to be for your approach. So I was battling to turn it over, and the only club that I was turning over was my driver. So I get out the driver, and I'm trying to hit this like punch draw, and I've hit this thing and I've slightly necked it, and it's come out about 10 feet off the ground and just gone straight for this elderly woman.
Oh no.
And
Oh no.
just in the last dying milliseconds, it's dipped and hit her right in the breast, right? At first, I honestly thought that the ball had gone straight through her. She had just dropped like a sack of potatoes. I've dropped the driver. I'm legging it to her, right, to make sure that she's still alive, right? Anyway, got a hold up, right? And, I'm waiting for this ambulance to come over. I've grabbed her email, so that, hopefully that I can, sort of email in her just to see that she's okay in the next couple of months. And she gets back up and, like, sort of stumbles forward and then just lies on the ambulance bed. Anyways, we emailed one another. And she's like, oh, it's all good, don't stress. But I must say, I've never seen bruising like that in my life. But honestly, for the next 9 holes, I could not control my hands. I honestly thought I'd killed somebody.
Well, yeah, you clocked a granny right in the chest.
In the boob.
Yeah, in the boob. We're adults, we'll call it what it is. How could you?
Let's just call it what it is. Yeah. Oh, that's
hilarious.
Brilliant. Yes, that one gave me a good giggle there. Oh. Because listen, every professional golfer, Courtney, has hit a spectator somewhere along the line. But I can honestly say I have never hit an old lady in the boob with a golf ball.
No, I think you might have that one, Hayden. So, Brandon, I
could have
believe
said that about a year ago.
that your wife, Brandon, I believe your wife bought you a Land Rover Defender.
Yeah, so I'm a massive Potato and I are both massive car enthusiasts, but I kind of felt like a turn of pace towards the end of last year, and obviously we had the amazing result in Portugal, and the bank balance was looking great. So I went up to my wife and I was like, babes, you know what you can buy me for Christmas? She's like, what? So I said, you can buy me the new Land Rover Defender because I absolutely love it. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, no problem. But I don't have the money for it. So I said, no, babes, just use our account and you go buy it for me. She's like, perfect. So I was honestly planning, like Christmas Day couldn't have come soon enough. Oh, hello.
What?
Oh, sorry. Oh, lovely. Christmas Day couldn't have come soon enough. And Christmas Day came and I was so excited because I'd never doubted that she was going to get me this beautiful Land Rover Defender. And she hands me this big box, and I'm like, oh, she's just messing with me, whatever the case may be. And she's like, here, Merry Christmas, baby, love you, it's exactly what you wanted. And I'm like, oh, how cool, okay, but I'm a little bit confused because I wasn't planning on this big box. I was planning on a ribbon on a bonnet, or like a little box with a car key on, and I proceeded to unwrap said present, and it was a lovely Lego Land Rover Defender that still required assembling. And it sat in my golf room for about a good 4 months until this lockdown happened. And last week it took me 3 days to build the damn thing, for many sleepless nights, and got it done. So it's really cool. But she did get one over me there.
Shot.
Thank
Shot,
you,
boy.
Thank you guys, thank you. Next 9 I'll be power, bro. Oh yeah, we're not.
There's only one 9 to make it
9.
happen.
Oh, sorry, Brandon's flipping through clubs, by accident.
So, I mean, okay, so both of you guys are into cars. I mean, I've seen that Mustang that you used to drive, and I cannot believe, Brandon, that your mother let you buy that car.
No one was more surprised than me with that, in all honesty. Settle. Yeah, I mean, it was a dream car of mine to have a Ford Mustang, and when they brought them to South Africa for the first time, I went to my good family friend Colin Lazarus just up the road, and I said, Uncle Carl, I need to get a Mustang. So he's like, that's great, boy, but oh no.
Yes,
oh,
we
no.
needed this potato.
I needed this.
No.
I needed this.
Oh, there's trouble, yeah. See, you got me talking about cars, you distracted me. Hold on, I got to drain
It's
this
a good
back.
strategy.
Like I was saying, I went just up the road here in Centurion to Lazarus Ford, and I said to my family friend Uncle Colin, I'm like, Uncle Col, I need to get a Mustang. And he's like, there is no ways that I am selling a Mustang to you without your permission and written permission from your mother. So I was like, So needless to say, I had to go pleading to my mother for many, many hours over the next few weeks following that. And eventually I managed to convince her, and yeah, I got to live the dream of every 10 to 15-year-old boy of having a Ford Mustang. And unfortunately, when my wife and I moved to London at the end of last year, we had to sell it. And Courtney Porteous has done it.
Oh, whoever said in the stream there that...
that is just...
Oh, goodness.
Porteous has ran away.
Oh, my goodness. All right, well, I think, Brandon, you and I can agree that he was completely out of the race. Hilarious. So we'll see if we can get Hayden back on the party. But unfortunately, that is a solid DQ. We'll probably have to put in a rematch here. I mean, that's what 7 over will do to you. 7 over and a bit of pride.
I tell you what, the rematch is definitely on, because he's never gonna claim or admit that this was a defeat.
No, 100%.
So we're definitely gonna have to do a rematch.
I can't believe it. I'm convinced he's pulled his internet plug out.
100%.
Brandon,
if it wasn't him, it was Danielle.
Yes. If you could change something about a golf tournament, what would it be?
Wow. I tell you what, I think that for certain events, there's definitely space and opportunity for just like regulations, not regarding spectators, just to be relaxed a little bit. I think, listen, in all honesty, we all fans of golf, we all love the game, and there's just certain events where it seems like we play where the spectators are just absolutely miles away from the actual action itself. And the only reason you go to live sporting events is to have, like, that interaction between your sporting icons and yourself. So I mean, especially like an event like the SA Open, for example. I mean, that's just such a lovely event. I mean, the South African golfing public are so respectful and so well behaved, and I just think that there's an event. You could almost have it as a ropeless tournament. I know in the UK they do that for a few like smaller events in the UK. They do that quite often. Where how's that bounce?
I know you
what
enjoy
a
that
shot,
one.
Mm-hmm. So there's like the US Open qualifier, for example, that we play at Walton Heath every single.
Brandon Stone here in golf. Mike Wiggle wants to know if your Big Mac has arrived yet.
Nah, we're playing too quickly. I think my wife's actually just pulling my leg. I think she hasn't even ordered me one. She says I'm on lockdown, so my diet needs to be tight. And also, I think my trainer Gavin Groves would also be giving me grief if he found out that I actually ate a Big Mac. So let me just keep all parties happy. Happy wife, happy life, and just probably eat my chicken salad for dinner tonight.
Oh, good on you. Tell me, Felicity Sheba wants to know, what's the worst weather you've ever played in?
Oh, the worst weather. So we actually, Hayden and I played together at a British amateur at Hillside, a golf course called Hillside there near Liverpool. And it was the funniest part about this is that my dad and his dad were walking with us. And when I say it was horrible, it was by far and away the worst weather I've ever experienced on a golf course. It was like 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. It was raining so hard, and it was and the wind was blowing like a 3-club wind. And I remember it so vividly. Obviously, we have to play. So Hayden and I, we've got our beanies, we've got our mittens on, we've got absolutely everything that we could possibly have for warmth on our bodies. And my dad and his old man decided after about 15 minutes of walking in this horrible weather that no, this is rubbish, and they proceeded to go back to the clubhouse and have coffees, leaving us there to fight the elements by ourselves.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to stick this one just in the front.
Oh, Courtney, no pressure, huh?
Oh, no, and you've put it close here, Brandon. I cannot believe that Hayden just, unplugged himself in his sheer utter disgrace. He's probably gone outside to have a cigarette. Get closer.
Yeah, he's probably just like, he wasn't getting the victory. He doesn't have to accept defeat now, but it's fine. We'll definitely have to have a rematch because it's not like we have anywhere to be for the next few months.
Yeah, so we're also looking at seeing if we can build royal, so we can. Oh, you've left that.
Come on, turn.
Oh, that was a great patch. Yeah, so we're looking at seeing if we can maybe get royal golf course out here, so we can have a little bit of a change of scenery and head back to the scene of the crime there for old Hayden.
Royal Johannesburg and Kensington on this would be fantastic. I know Chris Bentley and his team will be dying to get some form of. Oh, she's dropped it. Oh my word!
On the 9.
Oh, that is horrible. Oh no, a nervy little
here,
3-footer. Oh, look how much it's turning too. Oh no, come on, B. This the safe place. Come on.
Oof.
Oh, thank you.
Solid. All right, Brandon Stone, thank you so much for surviving the full 9 with us here. Looks like both you and I are going to finish level par here at Glendower, but we're going to have to get you and Potato out for one more round. Yes, we're definitely going to try bring you guys to a new golf course next time round. But if you have enjoyed this, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Also, Ryan Batty, if you are still here, you were the person who guessed that Brandon Stone would win. It was a DQ, but we'll take it any day of the week. So please
take it.
Make
the bookies
sure,
don't mind,
100%. Make sure that you DM us on either Facebook or on our Instagram, and we will get your prize to you. But yes, stick around. We've got lots more great things coming your way. And as always, stay safe, and we will see you guys next time.